Chris Sims, I believe, is with us after giving me the silent treatment with that hard-hitting question. How long do you think it takes for Tom Brady to surpass your records with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Yeah, not long. I mean, between him and Bruce Arians' offense and then the weapons he's got down there in Tampa, I don't think it'll probably be week 4, somewhere in there, something like that.
Well, you had 12 career touchdown passes with the Buccaneers, so, it might take him 2 months to get there.
Maybe. I think, they're going to throw the football. But, yeah, I mean, I would definitely be worried about week 4. He throws, 3 touchdowns a game early on. They come out on fire. But, yeah, my record's definitely going to go down to Brady. That's for sure.
All right, the big concern you have with this marriage with Brady and the Buccaneers is what?
I really only have one concern, and to me, it's a little bit, and this is why I didn't know if it would work or happen in general. Love the offense. Brady can still push the ball down the field. You know this, Dan. The one thing I have a concern with Brady more than anything about his play right now is his ability to stand in the pocket and take punishment. And, let's say there's a 20-yard in cut, right? A 20-yard in cut or a 5-yard underneath route. I thought he was very quick to get to the 5-yard underneath route last year and didn't want to stand in there and make some of the harder throws and take the hit. That would be my only thing when I watch on film that is a concern for me with Tom Brady. And, it's a little extra in this marriage because Bruce Arians he's one of the, hey, no risk it, no biscuit. You got to hold the ball all day here because I want to throw the ball 20, 30, 40, 50 yards downfield. And I think, Brady's going to have to get used to that style of play. But I think it's certainly possible. And, Arians is such a great way about him. I think he'll be able to push Brady in those ways, too, to get better at it.
Do you think it's just a coincidence that he went to a coach who is the polar opposite of the coach he has been with the last 20 years?
I said that right away last night or yesterday when we heard the news. I was like, well, everything he's not getting in New England, he'll get in Tampa. I don't know. I think it's a little bit of a coincidence. I think it's refreshing to him. So, no, yeah, I guess I'm saying no, it's not a coincidence. I think it's refreshing to him. I do. I'm sure he's talked to Bruce Arians. It's like, wow, man, this head coach is like talking to me like a normal human being, like we're equals. He's telling me jokes. Those are things Bill just doesn't cross the line there very often with his players. He's the general, and he continues to wear that general hat as long as you're on that team with him. So, no, I would think that was part of it, and just the support system around him with the receivers and the tight ends were probably all a big part. But they're going to roll the red carpet out there, Dan. I know people think like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and, they can't sell out stadiums and all that. That is an awesome fan base. I will stick up for them to the day I die. They love their football. Now, not everybody might have enough money to go around and buy season tickets all the time, but they love the Bucs, and he's going to be treated like king in that town, that's for sure.
Do you think the Patriots wanted him back?
I think they wanted him back only at a really almost disrespectful price, probably, somewhere in there. The thing, I think that they probably could have offered Brady $20, $23 million if he told them early on, like, hey, I want to come back, let's do this. I thought when they franchise tagged Joe Thuney, which I don't think they wanted to do, they were hoping to work out a long-term deal, and then they signed Devin McCourty. One of the first things I thought was, ooh, wow, that might take away some of their wiggle room here to throw some extra change at Brady. And not that I know that, but that kind of seems what happened. It kind of seemed to all go downhill from that point on. And, yeah, I think they would have accepted him back, but I think they're certainly looking to the future and knew that this time had to come sooner or later, and Belichick is one to make these tough decisions and move on.
All right, let's look at the other moves here. How much of an upgrade is Phillip Rivers for the Colts?
Well, he's definitely an upgrade from Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett fell apart at the second half of the season last year, and something I've been saying on my pod and the show a lot is just, I had been informed there was no way Jacoby Brissett was going to be the starting quarterback for the Colts. I've been saying that for about 3 or 4 weeks. So he is an upgrade. He has a little history with Frank Reich. There's going to be familiarity with the offense. So he's going to hit the ground running. And, yes, I think it'll give their whole organization confidence, the offense confidence. And, yes, I do think Phillip Rivers is better than Jacoby Brissett.
Teddy Bridgewater to the Panthers.
Well, I mean that was probably one of the shockers of the day. The thing there, and you probably know this, but just connect the dots. I mean, Bridgewater's been in New Orleans. The Sean Payton offense. Joe Brady, the new offensive coordinator with Carolina, he was in New Orleans. He's probably heard a lot of good things about Teddy Bridgewater too. So, there's a guy that, hey, we can start off our new era, the Matt Rule era, the rebuilding of that team, with a quarterback who understands the system, knows how to play football. And what I always say about Teddy Bridgewater that's great, and especially a situation like this, he might not win you games, but he's not going to lose you games either.
Yeah.
And, some coaches like that.
Best fit for Cam Newton is where?
Gosh, I mean, that's what's really weird about this one. I mean, they kind of screwed over Cam Newton in this conversation here to unveil this right now where a lot of, seats have been filled here as far as the quarterback is concerned. I would have said Chargers. That to me would make sense. But I had somebody who I trust about 2 weeks ago tell me there's no way that'll happen. Now, maybe they'll revisit it. Maybe they thought they had a chance at Brady at that time, and that's why they said that. I don't know. But that would make sense to me. Anthony Lynn wants to run the ball, play defense. He's an ex-running back, control the clock. Cam Newton can play that style of football, and he's not necessarily a rhythm passer where you always need to go, we got to get Cam in rhythm. No, you can run the ball 3 plays in a row and then ask Cam to throw a 20-yard in cut, and he'll be fine. That's kind of what he did in Carolina, so he's capable of that. That's the one that makes sense to me, but I don't know if that's a real possibility. Other than that, I mean, with the Chicago, the Panthers have no leverage here. So, Cam's not – his contract is up after this year, and we know that they're moving on from him. So they're not going to be able to demand anything, top market as far as a trade here. The Bears don't have a lot of picks, but would they flirt with them? I don't know. I thought maybe they would be more hot on Andy Dalton or Nick Foles for that position.
Chris Sims,
Not
Pro
to
Football.
say they're better than Cam Newton. Sorry.
Chris Sims, Pro Football Talk Live co-host, joining us on the program. Explain to me Houston's side of the DeAndre Hopkins trade.
Yeah, well, I think the biggest thing is they have an inkling that DeAndre Hopkins is going to ask for more money, and they are not comfortable with paying him $20 or $22 million a year. I mean, DeAndre Hopkins, the last 2 years, he's probably looking at things going, wait, I'm outperforming Julio Jones, and I'm making $10 million less than him a year? So he's got a real case there to be kind of pissed off about that. And I think Bill O'Brien just looked at that with the fact that, okay, I can't pay him, so we're probably going to have an issue here sometime in the future. They know they got to pay Deshaun Watson. David Johnson really fits what they want to do offensively. They obviously value or not as scared about David Johnson as we all are. Yeah, there's some injury history. But David Johnson, when healthy, he's pretty damn special. He's like a receiver/running back. He can do everything. He never has to come off the field. So he could be their power back, yet also be, that's the New England system, be a James White, Deion Lewis type out of the backfield too. So I think they saw the value in that. And then, of course, they got a second-round pick. So, I know at face value it looks like people are saying Billy O'Brien got fleeced, but not if you don't think you can pay DeAndre Hopkins and Deshaun Watson both at the same time. Then this is a move that had to be made, and I don't look at it that way.
Yeah, I had heard the same thing about Hopkins. In fact, the source I had put PIA, said Hopkins is PIA, and I went PIA, and he said pain in the ass, and that he was going to want more money, and that he is overvalued himself with Houston, and that Bill O'Brien has a short fuse. And that's why he was going to get traded somewhere in the offseason,
Sure.
From what I was told. The question is where. The best team in the AFC East is?
Ooh, wow. I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
Yep.
Yeah,
I like it. I like it. I like it. Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of them. The defense is phenomenal. And even here in free agency, hey, the big trade at wide receiver to get Stephon Diggs, they really needed that. He really fits what they do on offense. And then, just the other signings they got. Hey, Josh Norman was a good signing. Quentin Jefferson yesterday, Vernon Butler, Mario Addison. They're not superstars, but they're guys where, me, I'm Johnny X's and O and watch football where I go, damn, that is, you're going to have some deep defensive line that's not going to have a drop-off between the first and second team, and they're going to be able to send waves at you. So, yeah, I'm going to give Buffalo the new crown in the AFC East right now. I'm very reluctant to say that with New England and Belichick, but I will say it for now.
The logic here with the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott, how is this going to end?
Well, I mean, I think ultimately it has to end with them, paying him what he wants. I don't understand the last contract offer, the guaranteed money and some of the things, why they were less than Carson Wentz just by a few $1 million. Like, just throw it on there. Don't let them have that. Who cares? But I think ultimately Dak Prescott, again, am I going to sit here and tell you he's Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson? No, he's not in that class, but he's that next group down. He's somewhere where you could argue he's between 6 and 11, maybe 12 on somebody's quarterback board, right? Plus, added to the fact, he is a phenomenal person, loved by the teammates, loved by the organization in general. He really acts and does all the other little things you want from a quarterback too, which there's value to that off the field too. So I just think ultimately it'll get done and he'll get his money.
Yeah, but here's my point. Who said that every quarterback, the next quarterback up, is going to make more than the previous quarterback? That's not the way it should work.
Dan, I've been banging this table the owners have cornered themselves into this conversation. I don't know why they keep doing this either. Yes, you're right. If I was a GM, I would go, wait, no. You're not Aaron Rodgers and you're not Russell Wilson. So they're the benchmark right now. And then when you start doing what they're doing, hey, then maybe we'll talk about paying you more. But I'm with you. I would not be playing this game. Same thing at receiver, same thing at all these positions. Who said that just because you're the next guy up, you get paid more than Khalil Mack or Aaron Donald or whoever it may be? That, to me, is just insane. Nobody in defensive football should make as much money as Aaron Donald. And second is actually be Khalil Mack. And until somebody proves that they're better than them, then, hey, finally, we'll move on and give you more money. But I don't understand some of these guys who are clearly not the player or caliber. I'm with you is what I'm saying all the way. Your point is very valid.
Should we bring back the creamsicle uniforms in Tampa?
Oh, man, Tom would look good in those. I was always so pissed I didn't get to wear those, Dan. When I left town, they broke them out. The year they finally released me and I ended up going to the Tennessee Titans, they wore them that year. I was so heartbroken I didn't get to wear them. But, I mean, why not? Why not find another way to sell another, 2 million Tom Brady number 12 jerseys? I mean, why not?
Chris, thanks for joining us.
You the man. Tell everybody I said hi, Dan.
That's Chris Sims, Pro Football Talk Live co-host and former Tampa Bay Buccaneer legend.